watching Universal Television. Today's program is Agriculture Today. I'm inviting Ganga Lakshmi Awal. Today is our invitee guest. She is National Federation of Women's Farmers Chairman, then Global Women Development Network National Representative. We are conducting the program about agriculture. It's not only the agriculture, whole of the women's problem with joining in the agriculture program. So I think today's invitee, I request to about the problem of farmers women, and they have so many problems in women, and they facing the too many challenges. So I think our invitee guest, she is a very play a role of in women development, women farmers, everywhere. Where she is also society or farmers activist. Ganga Awal ma'am, namaste.
Namaste, thank you for inviting me.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Madam, can you tell me about the past agriculture about in our Nepal, in briefly?
Of course, agriculture is life to Nepal. A few
Yes,
decades ago, actually, agriculture is a vital sector of Nepal's economy for food security, employment generation, and poverty reduction.
Yes.
Almost 80%, more than 80% population were dependent on agriculture. But slowly,
Yes.
nowadays, about 66% population involved in agriculture, but out of them, more than 70% women are involved in agriculture. Agriculture used to be a main source of
Yes,
income and high percentage of GDP contribution by agriculture sector. But nowadays it has been very changed
Yes.
due to the lack of the many things, as you told earlier, such as scientific research. We don't have scientific research on agriculture.
Yes.
We don't have modern technologies. We don't have proper pest management ideas, and we don't have sustainable planning, if I have to say honestly, in terms of women farmers and farming. And also, still today, most rural people think that agriculture is a not respected business.
Yes.
That is only the thinking. But nowadays it has been changed.
Yes.
If you see, the millions of youth people are migrating in neighboring country and Gulf countries for
yes.
labor work because of lack of job in Nepal. But if they really want to work, our barren terraces, our agricultural land, they could have worked.
Very important issue you raise. How to improve the our Nepalese farmers cultivation in this day. So we are facing many kind of the problem. We have two challenges in this time. So are you farmers?
Of course.
Not only farmers, you are working vital role in this farming sector. So I think your role is very important for the future.
Thank you.
in this time. So I think in this time, women's playing vital role, dimension of the their role in this time. But women's are not gaining their, they are not gaining their profit. How to them become? How to them bring in become from the farming sector?
Thank you. Yes, as you said, although many women, more than 70% women are involved in agriculture, and
Yes, ma'am.
we are still lack of food security, and we are importing millions of rupees, the food stuffs only
Yes, ma'am.
every year, and our subsistence agriculture could not feed almost
Yes.
our 30 million populations. Actually, I'm very happy to be here, as today is International Day of Rural Women,
Yes,
and the main theme of today is the International Rural Women theme is rural women cultivating good food for all. Of course,
yes,
women are cultivating good food for all in global. In Nepal especially, women are uh, engaged in agriculture, because in Nepal nowadays feminization of agriculture, because of all the youth people, they migrate to Gulf countries and neighboring countries for job, but women who are the feeder.
yes,
And
ma'am.
I would like to request through this famous television to all of our audience and television watchers to thank the rural women, the women farmers. If you
Yes.
had food today, if you had your breakfast, if you had your lunch, you have to
Very
thank
nice. Yes,
the
ma'am.
women farmers, and they are the feeder. They are the women are the see in Nepal from the ancient time. Women manage the food security in household level. In every villages, women play a crucial role on food security in their field, at their homes. They are the major change maker. The women play a crucial role for food security,
Yes.
and they are involved in farming, but sometimes they remain hunger. If you see in far western part Nepal and midwestern and in many districts, they don't grow their food even for 3 months. Out of 12
Yes.
months, they feed only for 3 months. So this is the problems we have been facing. And in terms of solution, as long as I have been working as a farmer, and I was born, before born I'm
Yes.
farmer,
Farmer.
because
Yes.
from my
Very
ancient time we are
excellent.
farming, and we are doing environment friendly farming. Actually, our indigenous, I'm a woman, I'm a indigenous, I belong to indigenous people, I'm student of social science and agriculture, as well as moreover I would like to say I'm activist for this environment friendly farming, and I've been involving since 1990s
Yes, ma'am.
till today, and I will work on for future as well. And how to improve the women's involvement in agriculture. There
Yes, ma'am.
are many policies and act has been developed by Nepal government
Yes, ma'am.
via the Agriculture Ministry of Agriculture, Department of Agriculture, and nowadays there is not district agriculture center, but
Yes,
nowadays
ma'am.
knowledge center.
Various organizations.
Various organizations,
Yes.
they have focused for the agriculture, and they have separated huge amount as a subsidized budget. But
Yes.
the main problem is the real farmers, the rural farmer, the
They do
women
not
farmer, they never get, they don't have access to that budget. And
That
even
budget.
they don't know, they are not aware about the budget has been separated by the government and NGOs, INGOs. There
Yes,
is budget for them, but to whom it was separated, but they didn't know.
yes,
They don't know. So this is the main gap between knowledge gap,
Knowledge
information
gap.
gap, and all the farmers, especially women farmers, they are not IT technology friendly.
Yes, madam.
Although they do have, almost population people have smartphone on their hands, they're using for social media, like Facebook and other things, but they
Yes.
have to learn about the information what government has
Provide.
provide for them,
Yes.
but they are not aware, they don't know. So there should be awareness campaign about the budget policy of the government, and if the government policies has been implement truly for real farmers, there will be very much development, and the production and productivity can be increased. But this is the gap, no?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
farmers, although they grow their agricultural product,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
they cannot ask their price. Who determine the price? Big questions.
Big question. It is our very big questions.
Yeah.
And but this situation, Nepal government production, they want to subsidize. Already the declaration.
Yes.
I think that our farmers they did still didn't got their appropriate price. So in this time, I think your view, in your view, what are the farmers getting their profitable in their income generation, doubling the income generation. Our government said we are bringing the many kinds of program, but farmers didn't involve our program. They are blaming in this time. But in between what is the factor? What are the cause? I think farmers and government and that the farmers organization. In your view?
Of course, there is huge gap
Yes.
in between farmers and the farmer organizations as well as the government. As I have told you earlier, that there are really very good planned act and policy has been built by government for the farmers productivity, increase productivity, and to make them profitable, subsidize budget. But the main problem is that the farmers are not aware about it. So my suggestion would be the government has to go to the farm, go to the farmer's home, because the government are doing a kind of agreement with, like Tekapata we call in this. There are the certain farmers, and they are not real farmers, no?
Yeah.
And they are getting the budget, subsidized budget, and they are getting all the programs, and the actual farmers are busy in their farming, in their field, and they don't have time. So now the government has to go to the farmer's home, door to door, and to let farmers know that we have this such plan for your farmers, and how can we help you in terms of seed and saplings, in terms of manure, in terms of pest management things, in terms of storage, soil test. So that is the main gap, no? If even farmers don't ask, they always say we don't have manure, we don't have rasainic mold, we don't have seed, we don't have they say it like that, but they never say there is not the research. They never say we don't have the technologist, we don't have the technology. Actually, we don't have modern technologies,
Yes.
and we don't have women-friendly technologies. Even the tractors are very big, and how can a woman farmer in their field, they are not able to operate the big, huge tractors to dig their field.
Yes.
So there must be women-friendly, gender-friendly tools and technologies. There must be soil testing by visiting door to door of the farmers, and also management of marketing and storages. The farmers are selling their product, for example, their potatoes. They harvest and they sell it at very low cost because of lack of the storage. So the government has to establish the
Yes.
storage system, and then they can hold on for 3 months, 6 months, and then market price will be higher. And this is how the farmers can make more profit. And also there is another problem on behalf of women farmers I'm speaking. What they have been facing is their products have been sold or bought at very low price by middlemen.
Yeah, medium.
It is
Yes.
not possible, or it is not practical for women to take a sack of potatoes and go to their market and they come back to home. That is not possible. No? All the middlemen, they go to home and they take it very low price and they sell in the cities in high price. So this is the main problem in our unhealthy pricing in our country. Actually, the consumers, they are paying high price
Yes.
for vegetables and fruits.
Other
They're paying high
commodities.
price for commodities.
Yes.
But the producer who are real farmers, they are getting a very low price.
Low price.
And whenever they ask for good price, what the middlemen say, what is your investment? So this is enough. And who is the price determiner? So there should be a scientific price determination by government, or farmers must have their rights to ask for their product price, no? Because they know the production cost.
Yes.
They know how much they have been worked to produce that vegetable. So they don't have rights to determine the price of their product. So this is a really sad or what we say injustice for the farmers in rural area. Speaking about the today International Day for Rural
Women.
Women.
Yes. Madam, yes, I want to ask one question about the, already said, the middleman is very serious in our country. It's are the how to them disconnect from the farmer, and how to it is very grievance subject. So middlemen got many profit. Farmers, they didn't appropriate price. They still haven't, they are not still satisfied. So farmers and then consumer are also very
they're paying high price.
Yes, they are paying the high price. Yes. So in this cause of three,
yes,
this cause, how to solve the in this problem? So how to do middleman disconnect idea? It's my question.
Thank you, sir. Actually, it is very problematic of agriculture and to increase food security.
Yes, madam.
And the World Food Day is coming. The women has played a crucial role to increase food security, and the message will be, or the theme for the upcoming World Food Day will be good food, or sustainable food and nutrition for all. I would like to send this message on behalf of all Nepal women farmers and in our federation. So another thing to improve women in farming, or to guarantee you, as you said,
Yes,
that
madam.
to guarantee women involvement in agriculture, what we can do is that we cannot guarantee actually anything. No, people they involved in agriculture. Some people is another business. Some people involved in going to abroad, but there should be, we have to have established
Yes.
mechanism that women involved in agriculture, or a kind of another way, or as you said, the guarantee how women involved in agriculture. So there should be policymakers,
Yes, madam.
different organizations, government bodies. No, this is the central, federal government, provincial government, local government, and all the NGOs, INGO, bilateral organizations,
Yes,
and the self, ourselves, people, civil society, and the the women farmers. They have to have determination. They have to have well planning, so that our agriculture productivity will increase. And like 3 decades ago, we used to export rice to stop in terms of subsidize, in terms of soil improvement
yes, madam.
and market. The
Right.
another
Market.
main problem
Main
is,
problem
if
is
we
market.
have a lot of products and there is a problem of market and unhealthy pricing by the middleman, and the consumer, they are paying more amount. So overall things, the government has to have very good policy implementation, policy making, and the bilateral NGOs, INGOs, I would like to request them also,
Yes, madam.
all their agricultural program projects, such as implemented by FAO, IFAD,
Yes.
such bilateral organizations, and USAID. I would like to request them whether they have worked with real farmers or not,
Yes.
to whom they have been partnering.
That is a reality.
Only certain people who are even not real farmers, so they are getting benefit. This
Yes,
is the main problem. So I would like to ask all international these NGOs, INGOs also, please review or revisit to whom you are working with. So have you all really contributed to improve the rural farmers, real farmers, or not? And so that is questions and also suggestion for bilateral, and as well as the civil society on what they have done. Civil society, I have seen they raise voice against price hike of fuel, price hike of foodstuffs. They raise voice,
yes, madam.
but if it is addressed or not,
Yes, sir.
why there should be research, again scientific research, if the consumers paying for paying realistic or not, and if their food, if their commodities, if the producer get the realistic price or not. So the
Yes,
problem
another
is
problem.
no
Yes, madam.
lack of their own land, so they're working on
It is the biggest problem.
yes, and
Yes.
irrigation.
Yes,
There is
irrigation also. After our next coming government, please, in your view, in your view, what
Thank
should
you.
they do?
Thank you. It is really interesting, and upcoming the election is coming in 1 month. So I have read some political parties' manifesto,
Yes, yes.
and all of the party. It is interesting to point out that all of
Yes.
the parties, they said they prioritize for the farming.
Right.
They say there will be the farmers' pension, such as Nepali Congress manifesto I
Yes,
read.
ma'am.
They have said that there will be huge amount they allocate for the
Yes.
farmers' pension, because all the farming productivity and the farmers, they don't get paid good price, so there will be pension for the farmers. And for another party, CPN and UML, other parties also, they have now it's different name of the parties.
Okay.
They also stated that there will be priority for the farming, and the farmers will be really benefited
Yes,
if you vote for us. So all of the
Yes.
parties, they are asking, and they have written very good vision, mission,
Yes.
and manifestation for
Their
the manifesto for
Yes.
the election. It is interesting to point out, and so we have to see who will win and who will work for real farmers. And that is
Okay.
another interesting thing.
Okay, madam. Giving us your very, very valuable time for us. Today's our guest is Ganga Lakshmi Awal, National Federation of Women Farmers Chairman. She is playing many a kind of the big role in this country, from the advocate of the farming sector, advocate of the organization. So I want to thanks to Ganga madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tanu sir, and the television, Universal Television, to invite me and to let me tell about my experiences and
Yes,
my
ma'am.
expertise, and what was on my mind in terms of farming, women farmer, and the sustainable farming.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is my pleasure to be here. Thank you so
Okay.
much.